Well, good morning. Welcome to Perth in Scotland. And an early start this morning for me and my friend Alan. Both started about 4:30. Just picked up a coffee here at Starbucks and we're off to Pitlochry and Killiecrankie to see if we can get some nice red autumn colours. So, jump in the car, get up there and let's have a look. Well, here we are, arrived at Pitlochry. Here's my mate Al, out for a dander down at the loch in Pitlochry. We're just going down to the dam, just have a look up the main sort of waterway in Pitlochry to see what it looks like. Sun should be just coming over the top shortly and the colours of the trees look really nice. So we're just going to go and see what the view's like here, or we're going to go up to the Enchanted Forest, which sounds very nice. Never been there, but it sounds nice. We'll probably go there after here, but we're just going to go and see what the view looks like here first. So I'll show you in a second. Well, you can see from that there's some quite nice colours about, but there's nothing really prominently standing out to photograph really. Even sort of zooming in at various bits, I don't think it'd really work. So we've had a quick look here. We're going to go up to the Enchanted Forest, see if that's any better. We've got a quick look at the fish ladder as well. We were hoping to see some salmon leaping. I don't know whether we're going to be able to see that later. We'll have maybe a look back later on. So the light's just starting to come over the top of the fells now. The sun's just about to walk into the valley, so should start getting interesting, and I'm sure there'll be some options for some tree shots when they get some nice lights on them. Well, after our little wander around the Enchanted Forest, which is very nice, albeit there's too many lights in the way, very distracting, we've come to this viewpoint that Alan recommended, overlooking the River Garry. River Garry, with a bridge. It's supposed to have some nice coloured trees. So, let's get down and have a look. We had a little sneak preview as we drove over the bridge and it did look quite nice. Ooh, the mist mountain. There it is, said bridge. See here, when we initially visited there was no light in the valley at all, and the image is just really flat, and the composition isn't brilliant either. Even when the light came up in the valley it was really unbalanced, with it really bright on one side and really dark. So all in all we didn't really get a decent shot here. So we just spotted some mist further up the valley, so we're just gonna have a ride up there, and then there's a Queen's viewpoint that we can try as well. So just scooting about at the minute, trying to find sort of a decent combination of light and a viewpoint. So just gonna have a ride up the road, look where we saw this mist and see if there's a shot there. It's at a place called the Soldier's Leap. Yeah, it is nice. Colours are gorgeous. So this is the Soldier's Leap, where apparently, it says here, a soldier jumped 5.5 metres or 18 feet across this gap here, from this flat rock right across the River Garry, whilst being pursued by the Jacobite clansmen. Looks a hell of a leap to me. Alan's already ducked out and said he's not doing it. So we'll move on a bit further down. Oh, it's nice here, mate. and pull in there. Do you want to just go back and have a pull in there? Sorry, just drive on a bit and then come back. Stood out against the rest. Taste. Well, you've probably heard me there telling Alan to get the car turned round pronto, because there's some absolutely gorgeous woodland here, and the colours are just amazing. So we're just trying to, whilst the light's on them, trying to capture a few shots in the woods. So I'll see if I can set something up, and then I'll show you what we're looking at. Just whilst the sun's out, trying to capture a few shots, both colour and infrared. The diverse range of trees here and the colours are just absolutely stunning. So we're just trying to pick off a few with the longer lens. This tree here is quite unusual. It's sort of looks a bit different to the rest of the trees in the background. Might make quite a nice, neat little shot. So I've just been picking up the long lens and just sort of zooming in a couple of shots sort of similar to this. And the colours of them is just absolutely stunning. The side lit at the minute. It's quite soft light as well, which is quite nice. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful shot. There's a pylon in the background that I'll probably have to clone out because it's a bit annoying, but I can't get rid of that from here. But this is a nice little shot, and there's a few others I'll stick up now. So after a bit of whinging from Alan, we've come down to the Hermitage, which is where he wanted to go all along. And we're sort of after lunch now. It's coming around to 1 o'clock. Sun's a bit dappled, so it might be alright. So we're going to go and have a look at this. There's a bridge and some river and hopefully a bit of autumn colours. So we're going to go and try that out and see what we can come up with. Well, it's a lovely spot here at the Hermitage, but it's really, really difficult to find somewhere that you can get a decent shot. You either can't get down the river where you need to, or there's a lot of water spray, or there's no real composition. The waterfalls look good, the buildings look good, but trying to get them all in one shot, not that easy. Not that easy. And the other side of the river's blocked off, so we can't get over there. So I'm going to walk upstream a bit, see if we can see if there's any better compositions a bit further up. Right, we've worked our way up to the upper falls, and this is a bit of a viewpoint overlooking them from here. It's very contrasty, very bright. Trying to work out some sort of a decent composition. You've got to basically shoot it from here, we think. There's a bit of colour, autumn colour, but it's not nowhere near as good as some other places we've been. So I suspect this is going to end up as a bit of a record shot, but we'll take one and see what it looks like, and I'll put it up now. Only one word to describe this, I'm afraid, and here it is. Right, Alan's just dropped me off at the car, but don't go just yet, because there's a couple of shots I've had today that didn't really fit in when I was videoing. So there's a couple of drive-by shots as well where I stopped, we jumped out and grabbed a couple. I'll just stick them at the end, the sort of also-rans. I don't think there's been any world beaters today by any stretch of the imagination, but the colour is looking really nice. Just we couldn't seem to get ourselves in a position where the sort of decent light and composition. It was really sort of tricky day for us. So, but not wasted. Lovely day out. Lovely part of the world, Pitlochry. If you haven't got it on your list, get it on your list. Definitely worth the trip. So I'll put them images up. If you liked what you've seen, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the little bell to be notified when you get when I get the next video on. And then I'll catch up with you. There may be one more trip next week before I head off to the hills on my special trip that will become clear in a couple of weeks on that one. But hopefully we have something in next week before I go. So until then, see you later.